What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of our daily Greasefang, where we play a Greasefang deck every weekday. Today, we're still on Explorer. We're practicing for the upcoming qualifier event on Arena, Best of One. The only difference between yesterday's deck and today's deck is we cut one Can't Stay Away, and we added a Sky Sovereign. I think this will give us a bit of an edge against the aggro decks, the Shackle Geist, and the Spirit deck. But before we get into the games, let us say a prayer to our Greasefang God. Our holy Greasefang, who art in Kamigawa, hallowed be thy name. Thy parhelion come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in the multiverse. Give us this day our daily mana, and forgive us of our mulligans, as we forgive opponents who play spirits. And lead us not into temptation of bad keeps, but deliver us from Thoughtseize. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory, forever and ever. Amen. All right, this hand looks pretty good. We can put stuff in our graveyard. We can find second land with either one of these cards, so I think we'll keep this. We have the mana. Bit awkward, though. We might... I mean, we obviously need to find one more land. So when it comes down to playing either one of these, I mean, this gives you 5 cards instead of 4. I guess we would want to play the Wayfinder in case we didn't have Greasefang. That way we could Eldritch Evolution the Wayfinder. But in this case, we already have the Greasefang, so we're going to play Can't Stay Away. Opponent is on green-white Angels. Yeah, I think we just take the Blooming Marsh here. We put a Chariot in the graveyard. So you could get greedy here and play the Wayfinder to try to find a Parhelion. But I think that's just too slow. We don't want their life total getting too high for the angel that pumps all his creatures. So we want to do continuous damage. We'll play the Wayfinder next turn. I think next turn we have a pretty good shot of finding a Parhelion. Or at least, you know, a chance. Although we don't have any... I guess we could Thoughtseize ourselves if we have to put the Chariot back in the graveyard. Yeah, and this is kind of what we were talking about, the Valkyrie here. Alright, we drew a Chariot. So... I think we could Wayfinder, and then if we don't find anything, we could Thoughtseize ourselves. Is that really the best play? Really? I would like to save the Thoughtseize for them. Yeah, I think so. I think this is what we do. And we did not hit. I really don't like this play. But I just cannot fall behind in this matchup. I think I'm going to attack with everything here. I don't mind losing one of my tokens. I think keeping his life total low is a little more important. Hopefully next turn they don't go land into Collected Company. Well, they did land into Collected Company. That's pretty weak, though. Pretty weak. And I think next turn I can... Oh, there's the Parhelion. So now I can Eldritch Evolution on my Wayfinder. Get the Informant. Discard Parhelion. I think that's the best play. There's nothing in the graveyard to bring back. Can't Stay Away. With Can't Stay Away. So let's do this play. We'll get the Informant. Discard Parhelion. If we want to load up our graveyard more, we could by getting back the Satyr. We're just going to attack with all our tokens again. Force him to block. I think I probably go ahead and play Can't Stay Away on my Wayfinder here. Just because I have another one in the graveyard already, if they find a way to somehow get rid of this Greasefang, then I still have the insurance of being able to get it back, since there's one in the graveyard. What did he double block? Okay, well, we'll kill that one. Alright, well that was Xaxes. Oh wait, no, he gained a life from the veteran. Okay. It's like, why did they block like that? This feels a little weird, but I'm gonna go ahead and do this to fill up my graveyard more. And we got another Parhelion in, so that's pretty huge. So they would need something very magical. And I mean, Collected Company doesn't... That'd be like the best thing they can play right now, and there's no way that gains enough life to get out of this. The Splendid Angel is not going to do it. All right, GG's. All right, game 2. This hand is a little risky. I mean, I can Stitcher Supplier. I can Thoughtseize myself. And by turn 3, I will be able to Eldritch Evolution my Supplier. So I think this is just good enough. If they Thoughtseize me, it could be pretty rough. If they Thoughtseize my evolution, then I don't think I'll just be like working off the top to try to find a way to get a Greasefang, which isn't great, but I think it'd be okay. I think that risk is okay enough to keep this. Opponent is deep in the tank, deciding. But this deck is all about taking risk. All right, well, now we don't have to Thoughtseize ourselves, so that's always nice. I actually think I'm going to Thoughtseize instead of play the Supplier, because next turn I can just Inform it, discard the Parhelion. So There's no need to cast the supplier yet. All right, Phoenix. I think we want to get rid of Thing in the Ice. I'd make an argument for Chart a Course. Obviously, we're not going to discard either one of those cards, so I think it's Thing in the Ice or Chart a Course. Thing in the Ice is pretty bad for us once it flips. So I think I'm going to take that. We do have the turn 3 attack with Parhelion. They discarded their Phoenix. All right. I can't remember if this red-blue deck plays counterspells. Or are they just trying to get... Okay, they're just trying to get back 2 Phoenixes. Seems good. Now we can't Eldritch Evolution anymore. So that is unfortunate. So really our only play is to play the supplier. And since they drew the land, they can just send it back to my hand. So I don't know if there's a way to win this now. I guess I'm gonna Boseiju one of their lands and, you know, just hope they don't have a basic. Oh, but they put it tapped. Does it come into play tapped? I thought you get the option. Yeah, you get the option. Okay. Well, that gives us a chance. No, they have the impulse. No. All right, GG's. All right, on to game 3. This hand looks pretty good, I think. We can put Parhelion in the graveyard on our second turn, or we can Grizzly Savage to find the Greasefang. I think, you know, it's not the best hand, but I think it's good enough. I like keeping hands when there is a way to put your Parhelion in the graveyard. Opponent mold. Second mole. All right, opponent's on 5 cards. Unfortunate for them. So what gives us a better chance? I mean, the Grizzly Salvage gives us a better chance of attacking with a Parhelion next turn. I'd have to get pretty lucky to flip over a Greasefang and a vehicle to go in the graveyard. But I think that's fine. I think that's better than playing the Informant. I don't think we need any more land, so we'll take a Supplier. Put a Chariot in the graveyard. Alright. We just need a way of finding Greasefang. I'm gonna play the Informant. We'll put the Parhelion in the graveyard. And we'll go ahead and play our Stitcher Supplier. Alright, there's Greasefang. And we have the Can't Stay Away, so we can play Greasefang next turn. And if they don't have anything, we'll be attacking with Parhelion. I think we just Thoughtseize here to see what's going on before we do anything. That was a pretty good top deck Thoughtseize. Alright, they want none of that. They don't even let me see their hand, they just conceded, so, okay. Alright, this hand's bad. I would probably keep it if one of these was a green source. Yeah, this hand's meh. I mean, I can Thoughtseize myself and play a turn 3 Greasefang. I'm gonna keep it, and I'm gonna put back Sky Sovereign. I guess worst case scenario is I have to Thoughtseize myself. Oh no, not Spirits. Do you want to sack it? I don't know if I care about Rattle Chains as much as the Skyclave. I think we take Rattle Chains and then we could Thoughtseize away the Skyclave next turn. If we didn't draw like another brick like that. Which makes me want to Thoughtseize myself. I'm going for it. Sometimes you just got to go for it. Hopefully they didn't draw like one of their counter spells. I mean, it's just like such a broadcast to what I'm gonna do in my next turn is when I Thoughtseize a Parhelion out of my own hand. Alright, they didn't play anything. Let's see. They didn't even attack. Maybe they just want to be able to block? Okay, we get to attack. You gotta risk it to get the biscuit. We got the biscuit. Interesting. So I guess they have a collected company. Otherwise, they would have played their Apparition. So let's try to get another vehicle. We did not. So there's nothing in our graveyard. We're not going to attack with our Greasefang into... or are we? No, I don't think so. I really don't want to lose my Greasefang. Although their creatures are pretty low power, you know, they would most likely have to double block my Greasefang. Yeah, no, we'd have lost it, see. I guess they could they're just going to Skyclave my Greasefang away anyway, so maybe we should attack. Maybe that was a mistake. So then I could at least ate one of their blockers here. Yeah, that was a punt. Maybe not a punt, but it was a mistake. All right, I guess they don't. I mean, they weren't dead. They could have still blocked, but they were in a bad spot, yeah. All right, we're on our 5th and final game. I think we're like 3-1 right now. I think we've only lost 1 game. And this is a hand. Yeah, I think it's keepable. We turn 1 Thoughtseize, turn 2 we put a Parhelion in the graveyard and hopefully find a land. We can turn 3 Greasefang. Opponent mulliganed. I love these forests. Let's Thoughtseize over the Informant. What is going on with people conceding when I Thoughtseize? Anyway, whatever. That was a good hand. We didn't get to play it though. All right, well, if you made it this far in the video, thank you. I hope you consider subscribing if you're not subscribed. You know, we put in the Sky Sovereign and we never put it on the battlefield. So, you know, I'm probably going to run it again. I think it would have been good in some of the matches, like the Spirits matchup especially. Because Spirits is generally a pretty bad matchup for Greasefang. Once they play that Shackle, guys, you pretty much can't win, especially with this build. There's really... Without the Sky Sovereign, it's pretty much impossible to win. Like, you'll never get over that Shackle guys usually. So, yeah, I think I'll try the Sky Sovereign again. And we'll probably run the same list back tomorrow as we continue to prepare for the Explorer event. Again, thanks for watching, and I'll see y'all next time.